Arjuna was feeling discomfort because the opposite side, they were all his own relatives. He didn't want to fight with his relatives and friends. So he wanted his own personal satisfaction. So Krishna does not approve this. Krishna says, whether it is really uncomfortable for you, but duty has to be carried on. Maybe he's there at your guru and he may be on the wrong side, and maybe your grandfather, and they may be your relatives, but for the right cause, you have to fight with them. And then Krishna says, Avinashi tu tat vidhi ena sarvam vidam tatam vinasham avyayasyasya nakaschit kartum arhati. Know that which pervades the entire body is indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. So Krishna is now clearly giving the difference between body and the soul. So first of all, the symptoms of the soul Krishna is explaining. Avinashi tu tadviti ena sarvam vidam tatam. Soul is invisible to our material eyes. We cannot see the spirit soul. But how to know that there is soul in the body? Krishna says the existence of the soul can be perceived by consciousness which spreads throughout the body. Body minus consciousness is dead body. When the soul leaves this body, then the body immediately starts decomposing, it decays. So the presence of the soul can be known by consciousness. When someone pinches, we feel that pain. We feel heat, we feel cold. These are all because of the consciousness which has spread throughout the body. So Krishna is now telling that know that which pervades the entire body is indestructible. That means soul never dies. And no one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. Vinasham avyayasyasya nakaschit kartum arhati. Nakaschit kartum arhati vinasham. No one can destroy the soul. And antavanta ime deha nityasyokta sharirinaha anashino aprameyasya tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Only the material body of the indestructible, immeasurable and the eternal living entity is subject to destruction. Therefore fight, O descendant of Bharata. Antavanta ime deha. This deha, it is antavanta, it is subject to destruction. But the soul, nityasyokta shariranaha, is nitya, is eternal, and anashinaha is indestructible, and aprameyasya is so tiny that you cannot measure, and it is not of any material dimension. You don't have any instrument to measure. Aprameyasya. So therefore you fight. Oh, descendant of Bharata. Arjuna was descending from a great family heritage from Bharata Maharaj. Krishna did not expect Arjuna to behave in this way. He had his duty to perform. And then Krishna says, Yaenam vetti hantaram nyaschainam manyate hatam ubhautav na vijanito nayam anti na hanyate. He who thinks that the living entity is the slayer or that he is slain does not understand. One who is in knowledge knows that the self slays not nor is slain. So here clearly Krishna is telling that Yaenam vetti hantaram yaschainam manyate hatam. The one who thinks that the living entity is the slayer or that he is slain, he does not understand actually, because no one can destroy the soul. To think that he has killed someone is actually not right. And one who is in knowledge knows that the self slays not nor is slain. So everything in this material world is happening by the influence of material nature, and the souls helplessly act based on the influence of the gunas in which we are there at that moment. Then, na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na anyate hanyamane sharire. Krishna says, for the soul there is never birth nor death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So clearly Krishna is describing many symptoms of the soul, which is clear that soul lives forever. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying and primeval. So much Krishna is explaining to convince us that we are different from this material body. Then Krishna says, Veda vinashinam nityam yayenam ajamavyayam katham sa purushah partha kanghatayati hantikam. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, unborn, eternal and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? So again, the same symptoms of the soul Krishna is describing. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up old and useless ones. So just like we wear this dress, and by repeated wearing there will be some wear and tear, and this dress becomes useless, we just discard it and take a new dress. Similarly, the soul which is residing in the body, it stays as long as the body is healthy, fit and fine. And once the body becomes old, it gives up this material body and takes a new material body. So with an example, Krishna is explaining how the soul changes its body. Then further Krishna says, Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati marutaha. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. So Krishna is describing how soul is different from any material things and how soul is indestructible. Then Krishna says, Achedyoyam madahyoyam akledyo shoshyayevacha nitya sarvagata hastano rachaloyam sanatanaha. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, all-pervading, unchangeable, immovable and eternally the same. So very clearly Krishna is giving us the symptoms of the soul. Then further Krishna says, Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmadevam viditvainam nanushochitum arhasi. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, immutable and unchangeable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Further Krishna says, Atachainam nityajatam nityam vamanyase nritam tathapi tvam mahabaho nainam shochitum arhasi. If however you think that the soul is perpetually born and always dies, still you have no reason to lament, O mighty Gyan. There are some people who believe that body is the cause of everything. They don't think that there is a soul which is different from the body. They think body is everything. Once the body gets destroyed, that's the end of it. So Krishna says, if you think that there is no soul and there's only body here, then anyway one day body gets destroyed, and why should you lament for destroying the body of the kings and other relatives here for the right cause? In fact, we see how every nation spends crores and crores of rupees for fighting and protecting their nation. So in any case, whether you accept that there is a soul which lives forever, which is eternal, or you think that we are only the body, in any case, you have to perform your duty. So Krishna is encouraging Arjuna that you belong to such a great family, as a royal family, Bharata dynasty, and on the mother side, Krishna is telling your Kaunteya, that is also a great family. So on both sides you have your duty to perform. You belong to this Varnashrama Dharma. At least you believe so there is soul and body is different. So why should you worry about the destruction of the body? So Krishna is clearly convincing Arjuna that you should perform your duty irrespective of who is your enemy. Then further Krishna says, Avyaktadeni bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyaktanidananyeva tatra kapari devana. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when they are annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So we all take birth, we remain for some time, we produce some byproducts, children, and then we die. So why should we lament? So Krishna is asking Arjuna, don't lament. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam, ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyaha, ascharyavat chainam anya shrunoti, shrutva pyenam vedana chaiva kaschit. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. So, it is so, understanding what is soul is actually a difficult subject matter. It's not a subject which is very easily understood. Lord Krishna himself, who is the Supreme Lord, he is explaining what is the soul and he is explaining what are the symptoms of the soul. So that is why this knowledge is called confidential knowledge, because it's not easily understood. And the Supreme Lord himself comes to teach us the reality. And then further Krishna says, his conclusion, Dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochitum arhasi. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body is eternal and can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any creature. So, Krishna is giving his conclusion, Dehi Nityam. And the soul, who is Dehi, living in this Deha, is Nityam, he is eternal. Dehe Sarvasya Bharata, all the bodies, all living beings, and they are all eternal. Tasmat Sarvani Bhutani Natvam Shochitum Arhasi. There is no need to grieve for any creature. So, Krishna has given his conclusion. So this is the end of the second section. So next we shall see in the third section how Krishna convinces Arjuna not to lament and perform his duty. And in that way we shall understand section by section this chapter. So we shall end here. Hare Krishna.